I'm Takeshi, and you're watching Kojima Racing. Alright, so moving on to the interior of the truck. Like I said before, this is a Lariat LE. The Lariat LE trucks came with the 4 captain style chairs. So currently in the truck I still have the original back captain's chairs, although they're missing the armrests, and the center console was missing when I got the truck as well, and this fabric jump seat style center console was installed in the truck. So they took off the armrests specifically for that to fit, but you can see here it says Lariat LE in the seats. The front seats were completely destroyed when I got the truck. It did have the front console in it though, or excuse me, no, I actually had a F350 pop-up console jump seat in it, and so I was able to obtain the original front console out of a Lariat LE, but the seats were just too destroyed, and me not wanting to have captain's chairs in here anyway, I just decided to swap the entire interior, although I do want to retain the Lariat LE theme. So what I'm currently in the process of doing is swapping out the interior to a 2008 and up style interior. So here you can see I've got the door panels in here, wired up the little tweeters in there to the sound system, but that's a little bit of a conversion process. It's not too complicated. The wiring is the most complicated part. I did order some diagrams from somebody online. I won't say what their name is yet, because when I ordered the diagrams, I sent them quite a bit of money to get a body control module column conversion, so I could put the 2008 style steering wheel and instrument cluster and dash into the truck as well, and that was about a year ago. So I'll give them an opportunity to make it right before I give a review on that and or tell you who it was. But just be careful if you're doing business with anybody online. So I'll say that right now. Even the companies, major companies, like I said before, I ordered these from 4 Wheel Parts, and it took them about 7 months to arrive. So which that could be pandemic related, but you know, I had experiences similar with them when I was ordering shocks and some other stuff, and we'll get into that when we get into the mechanical part of the truck. But as you can see here, it's got a 2008 style front row in it, which they're buckets, and it has a center console, the 2008 style center console. We've got the 8 style door panels. I'm going to retain probably the headliner out of the original truck, because most of the newer trucks had a moonroof in them. So if you get an interior out of an 8 and up truck, typically they had either a moonroof or they had a CD DVD drop down unit in the ceiling, which I don't really care for that. It's kind of old technology in addition, so I'm going to probably just retain this headliner. I can probably get the little cubby hole that's more square styled out of the newer trucks and put that in here with it, so that it doesn't look like it's got that 90s kind of really overly curvaceous design to it. So you may have noticed that my grab handles are the newer style grab handles. I had to do quite a bit to get that one to fit up there, because the 99 through 07 trucks came with very rounded handles, and they were shorter, and so it didn't have one on this side, which I don't intend on putting a handle on this side, because I can get some extra gauges for the engine, which I want to do that on that side. So what I did is I got out of a 2005 through 7 truck, I got that A-pillar plastic piece, and so it had a longer handle, although it was still curved. It was the same length as the 8 and up handles, and so then I took the 8 and up handle and I was able to modify it by shaving out a great deal of the material on the back side of it, so it would mount to the pillar through that A-pillar plastic. And so I think it came out pretty good. It got the long style, more angular handle on the truck, and so it matches with the door panels and the seats and the center console and such. And so I have the whole entire dash, which we'll get into that. We're going to get it done one way or another, and put the newer style instrument cluster in here. You may see that the truck is manually swapped, so it's a manual transmission. I had to modify the steering column shroud to get it to work with this setup, because you know, manual trucks didn't have like tilt steering on them and such, but that doesn't really matter, because you know, this steering wheel, steering column, and dash are all coming out eventually. I have the newer style carpet. It does say Lariat LE on the floor mats. I probably won't be able to get floor mats with that unless I have them engraved or embroidered, excuse me, separately. I also converted the truck over to a manual transfer case instead of the vacuum setup with manual locking hubs. But once again, we'll get into that when we get to the mechanical. The front seats are both power and heated, so I'm going to have to get all that wired up and working. I intend on recovering these, but regardless, they're a little worse for wear. It looks like the seat was patched, the leather was patched in it. That one's in pretty good shape, but regardless, I want it to have the Lariat LE script in here. I'll probably have them embroidered with the maroon color that's in the pinstripes, which some of the later model Lariat LEs actually had this style seat instead of those style seats, and that's how they did it on them, is they embroidered them with the maroon colored thread Lariat LE embossment. And so I'll do that. For these seats, I'll have them recovered. I have another front row out of another Super Duty that has these same style seats, and then it's got a leather jump style center console. And so that'll be, even though it's a front row setup, I'll put it in the back, and so then we'll have the same matching seats front and back. It'll be 4 buckets and a jump seat console, and then a console in the front, and that way I can seat up to 5 people. I intend on doing something with the stereo, which JL Stealth Box, they make a subwoofer that fits into the jump seat, so you can hide it completely, and it's actually the seat on the jump seat. They also make ones that fit into these consoles, so I could probably do up to 2 subwoofers in here, as well as, you know, the door speakers and the tweeters, and it possibly could sound really good. And then I'll probably get a nice Sony touchscreen deck, but it'll be for the other dash, so I can't do any of that currently until I get a lot of this stuff switched over to the newer style, like the sill plates and all the plastics and such. And so so it's a work in progress, but that's the end goal for the interior, is to have 4 buckets with a console up front and a console slash jump seat in the back. So there you have it. We'll do the mechanical next.